what's up guys? It's your girl Gloomy back at it again with another video. How have you guys been? What you guys been up to? As you can see, I'm all dolled up. Today is my best friend's birthday. Shout out to PV. That's really the reason why I'm dressed up like this, even though I am trying to dress better for you guys on the channel. But there's that. I want to do a check-in. I want to do a check-in with you guys because Retrograde just ended on January 18th, and I don't know if I'm the only person, but my emotions have been fucking out of whack. I've been more irritable than usual. I have like this nasty ass bitchy attitude. Freaking nothing's been triggering me. Nothing has been giving me a reason to act like this. It's just I wake up, I lo fuck it. Like, I don't know guys. I'm blaming it on the retrograde, but I'm also blaming it on the moon. Whenever there's a full moon or anything regarding the moon, I literally feel my emotions shift with it. My body's just been in flight mode. Like, I've been anxious. Even today, like, I'm getting ready to go to PB's dinner and shit, and I had a whole meltdown. My pimple, like, guys, I've been losing my mind. I've been losing my mind, but fuck it, we ball and we're here. So there's that. I'm trying to just exert good energy, and I hope you guys are okay. If you guys have been going through these emotions or like these shifts, please let me know, because have you been going through these shifts, Sayla? I also have school coming up this Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm very scared. I'm scared because after spring, I think like 12 credits left, and then I shall be a graduate, and that's like a lot of pressure for me, you know. Like, this literally means I have to give my 110 to all my classes. Not saying that I don't, but it's just like the pressure. Like, girl, you cannot afford to fail any class, or like, you know, like, I don't know. That's been worrying me. But besides all of that, I'm super excited. I have a trip coming up, so I don't know, I feel like I'm feeling a whole bunch of emotions, and maybe it's me going through a shift, maybe it's the retrograde, I don't know. I'm very big on astrology, and I'm very big on tarot and all of these things, and all my readings have been like spot on. So I definitely know it's a shift. I definitely know that I have to just ride it out. I guess Salem wants to say hi. Salem, say hi to the people. She doesn't even want to look at you guys. So if you guys have been going through these shifts, take it one day at a time, and fuck it, we both together. We gonna get through this. Now, today's episode, I feel like I'm on iCarly, but today's episode, I just want to talk about boundaries, my healing journey, and what this retrograde has had me feeling or thinking, besides like all the emotions I enlisted. Well, touch base. So as I said, today was kind of a day for me. It was kind of rough. Throughout the week it was as well, but besides these yucky emotions that I've been feeling, I feel as though the retrograde has made me reflect a lot. And I don't want to just blame it on the retrograde. Like, I want you guys to take everything that I'm saying, and yes, like, some of it has to do with the retrograde, but it also has to do with how I've been the last couple of months. I feel like I've had a lot of Salem's wiping her paw on her mat. Okay. Besides it being the retrograde, I feel as though the last couple of months I've been reflecting a lot. You know, in the first video I mentioned to you guys how a lot of things changed. A lot of things has happened to me. Good and bad. And I don't even like to say bad, because if something happens, it was meant to happen. It was meant to either divert me from the path that I was on because it wasn't serving me, or put me in the right position to achieve or manifest the things that I want. And I feel like I've been having a lot of time to reflect. And by that I mean, I find myself constantly, like, memories that I thought I suppressed are coming up. Me looking back at certain decisions I made, certain dynamics I had. And back then, I would hate these moments of reflections, because I'd be like, fuck that, I did what I did, I owe up to it, fuck everybody, da 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 da. But now I've realized, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason why these things that I swore were out of my memory and out of my core are coming back. And instead of me like dismissing them or smoking myself away or trying to like make bunch of plans so I don't sit in me finding distractions. I realized that was, what's the word? That was not benefiting me. Whatever. So lately when these feelings come up or these memories come up, I find myself just analyzing them. Like, why are they coming up now? Why at 23 years old I'm thinking about something that came up when I was like, what, 8? Or like, why am I thinking about my first boyfriend? Like, why? Why are these things coming up? And again, not to sound repetitive, we could blame it on the retrograde, or we could just blame it on how I'm at a different point in my life, at a different stage in my life, and the old me is trying to reel me back in or show me how much I've changed. And with change, there's always reflection. Perhaps back then I wasn't having these moments of clarity as much because I definitely was running away from the idea of healing. I was running away, you know, from recognizing my faults, recognizing where I played a part. I had a lot of emotional immaturity and I just didn't want to own up to shit. You know, I'd rather smoke my life away or go hang out with my friends. And now that I'm in a more stable place, and now that I'm at peace, my brain and my, you know, my soul or the universe or God is just like, hey bitch, remember that shit that's postponing? Remember that shit? You remember how you haven't been wanting to heal your childhood? Yeah, we're here and you're gonna have to pay attention to us now. So that's really just where I'm at. And I don't want to say that I've been actively healing my inner child because I haven't, but I have been doing different things to promote my well-being. And even though these memories that are coming up are yucky and they could put me in a bad place, and sometimes I'm like, when the fuck did this even happen? As I said, I take the time to analyze. I take the time to realize, okay, why is this coming up for me right now? What lesson did I need to learn from this? Why? Like, just getting down and dirty with the logistics of it. And besides just me going through this reflecting period, I've also found myself learning how to forgive myself. Like, even I don't know how to process that. Well, I do, but it's one thing to say like, yeah, I'm reflecting on all the things I've been going through. I understand why I went through these things, and I'm grateful for these things. And it's a completely other thing to actually sit there and be like, you know what? I see where I played a part in this memory, and I forgive myself for either letting myself down or allowing someone else to lower my vibrations. I feel like when we think about the term forgiving, we're easier to do that with others rather than ourselves, and that's where we fucking go wrong. That's where I went wrong. You know, I always had the conception? Well, I always had the thought or the idea that forgiving meant forgetting. Or in order to forgive, you have to just blank slate it and act like nothing happened, or just erase what the fuck happened. And now I realize, no, Marsha Shant, that's not how it works. You know, you don't have to forget in order to forgive. Forgiving, sometimes you just have to do it in order for you to heal, in order for you to fucking move on, in order for you to elevate to your next level, for you to just be the best version of you. Like, sometimes forgiveness, as much as the old me thought like me forgiving someone else was for them, no, sometimes you just have to enable this act in order for you to feel better, in order for you to let go of the memory. And yeah, I don't know what else to say because now I'm frozen. Like, as a Taurus, we're known for being stubborn, we're known for holding grudges, and I 100% have those traits. That's why all this reflecting that I've been doing and this whole act of forgiveness, it's like a lot for me to process, because why? Yo soy bien rencorosa. Like, there was no reason for this person to do this to me. Why did they do this to me? I should never fucking forget. Like, you holding on to this residual hurt and you holding on to all these traumas, like, what is it really doing? What has it really done for me? I think this whole period of reflection that I'm having is just having me remind myself, like, dude, you can change all you want, but you better not go back to your old self. My old self was filled with grudges, filled with just stubbornness and anger and just distrust, and I hated living that way. My mindset was so pessimistic. And this is another thing too that I've heard from my podcasts. There's a reason why words are called spelling and they're considered spells. If I'm walking around saying how much I want to die, and I'm walking around saying I hate my life and I'm ugly and I'm all of these things, the universe is gonna pick up what the fuck you're putting out. If it does it, if the universe grants you things, right, after you've been manifesting, what makes you think the universe is not gonna pick up on you being your own enemy, on you being pessimistic, on you just cagándote tu vida? I literally had to come to terms with that. Oh, see, now I'm having an epiphany because it all ties in together. Everything that I've been doing to up myself, to put myself on the right track, the more that you try to fix your life, the more that you're trying to improve your mindset and everything, the more temptations you will have. So fuck it. I guess you guys just watched me freaking have an epiphany. Maybe if you're reflecting too and you're going through this with me, maybe it's temptations. Just don't fall for it. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself, not for the benefit of others, not to give somebody else that satisfaction. Do it for your fucking self. Be your own supporter. Be your own fan. And watch how shit's gonna work out for you. Watch what the fuck you say. Because spelling are spells. Words are spells. You don't have to be this religious person or the spiritual person to believe that. It's pretty obvious. Another topic I wanted to talk about was boundaries. That is something else that I've sucked. I still suck at it. I don't know how to fucking say no. And if you're like me, I think that's the worst trait to have, because back to the whole memory thing, a lot of things in my life would have never happened if I just would have said no and would have acted on my gut instead of acting on, ooh, I just don't want to make them feel better. Ooh, I feel guilty. No, friends, no, guys. I'm learning how to set up boundaries because there's no reason why I'm putting myself at a disservice in order to help someone else. And let me rephrase that. Because, sometimes it's okay to put yourself on the line for others, especially when it's your loved ones. That's a completely different thing. That's not what I'm talking about. But you allowing yourself and your energy to be in places where you know that it's not wanted, where you know it's not respected, when you know the people around you or the environment you're in is not at the same frequency as you, that's a problem. That's you doing a disservice to yourself for the benefit of who? Boundaries, it's like you hear this term being tossed around on Instagram, on social media, but what does it really mean? And I struggle a lot with that. Like, I struggled a lot with friendships in my life, even with my own family, because sometimes when we think of boundaries, we assume it just has to do with your friends, it has to do with your lovers. No, this goes for any and everything. Like, sometimes you having boundaries will make you seem like the bad guy, but if I have to be the bad guy in order for me to be okay, in order for me to not feel shitty, then fuck you, I'm okay with being a villain. That's another thing that I used to struggle with. I used to never want somebody to have an ugly version of me in their story, or to have me as a villain in their story, and I had to learn how to come to terms with that. Like, and if you guys suffer from this too, well, not suffer, but if you guys struggle with this too, please take my advice. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to come and talk to you guys for a bit as to what's been going on, and just give you guys some advice, because maybe someone somewhere out there needs to hear these things. And yeah, I just felt called to do it. But don't forget, one, if you are going through a reflective period, take the time to think about why these things are coming up. Take the time to analyze these memories, understand these memories, and understand where you played a part. Accountability is key. 2, forgiving, the act of forgiveness. You don't owe no one forgiveness, but you do owe yourself forgiveness. So keep that in mind. Someone could have done you the nastiest way possible. I'm not saying for you to go out there and allow them into your life and act like nothing has happened. No, I'm asking you to look within yourself and forgive yourself for allowing you to be around people and places that made you feel less of who you are. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. And the last talk for today was boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to be a fucking villain. And if you're gonna be a villain, be a hot one. If you're gonna be a villain because you're sticking up for yourself, you doing the damn thing. That's all I have for you guys today. The next time you guys will be seeing me, I shall be heading to class. I really just wanna show you guys a day in being a John Jay student. So stay tuned. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. My end quote for today will be, actually, I'm not gonna do an end quote because I just gave you guys a whole bunch of advice. So next video, I'll have an end quote. But for now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. It's been real, guys. And yeah, I hope anything that I said in today's video resonates. Till next time.